Welcome into the Rowdy Studios. I'm Bass Masters. That's Buzz Cutler way over there. And in the middle, the prodigal race car driver, J.J. Yeley.
He's returned.
We'll go to Dover this coming weekend. We've got a great sponsor. Delaware State is coming on board. We are doing a campaign for Drive Sober. So Drive Sober, Arrive Alive. And hopefully we can arrive in front of the rest of the guys on Sunday.
Yeah, absolutely. Now, we also have to ask you about the pushing of Matt Kenseth.
Yeah, you know, I'd blown a tire at Chicago. We were running pretty well, and we were like 4 laps down there at the end. And just as we were coming to white flag, you know, the leaders had just passed me, and Matt Kenseth was coming up to me. So I dove down to the apron to let Matt go by, and he didn't go by. Someone else passed, and then he was just kind of riding next to me. And I was like, oh, man, he's out of fuel. And you know, and it's just one of those split-second decisions of, you know, I'm going to try to get him going to get him down back straight, at least give him enough speed where he'll get back to start-finish line. And just as I was about to get up behind him, he was waving frantically. So we were, you know, we were on the same page, and you know, no one told me to push him. And you know, later I heard that, you know, they were calling, trying to get anyone to help him. But, you know, got up behind him, shoved him around. You know, obviously I paid the price because everyone thought I was trying to screw Matt Kenseth out of it.
No, nobody. Everybody just thought you were. Everybody knows you're a giver.
Well, some people were. You know, I mean, there's a lot of Matt Kenseth fans who are obviously very appreciative that I try to help him out. You know, there are the few that thought I was trying to do something crazy to sabotage his championship hopes.
I wanted to ask you this because Greg Biffle was talking about all these fuel mileage races and how that he thinks that he and the Ford guys are a little bit of a disadvantage when it comes down to fuel mileage because the FR9, I guess, just doesn't get the same fuel mileage as the Toyotas or the Chevys. What are your thoughts on that?
I've seen that in the brief time I've been with Front Row. You know, I know that it's still pretty close, but the Chevys have usually and always gotten a little bit better fuel mileage than any of the other manufacturers. The FR9 makes a ton of power. They're a great engine, but because of that, they burn a little bit more fuel. So, you know, they've got their pros and cons. You know, right now they don't get quite as good a fuel mileage. The pros are when we go to restrictor plate racetracks, the Fords build their peak horsepower at a lot higher temperature than those of Chevrolet. So, you know, you can run a Ford 240, 280 degrees all day long. You can't really do that with the Chevys or the Toyotas, especially the Chevys. I know before, once you get over about 220 degrees, they really nose over on horsepower. So, you know, Dover is a very tough racetrack. I think usually there's cautions late in the race, but there's always a span, like from probably the first 40 laps and, you know, almost till the race is over, that there's a ton of green flag runs. Dover's a really demanding, physically demanding racetrack, very tough. Usually a lot of cars a lap down. You know, for whatever reason it is, you know, clean air means a lot there. You get racing with guys, next thing you know, here comes the leader. You're still racing with that same group, and the next thing you look up, here comes the leader again. You're like, holy crap. I mean, it's not uncommon to see 12 cars, 15 cars on lead lap, and the guy who finishes 20th, who had a pretty decent day, his car ran good, finished 2 or 3 laps down.
Rowdy.com. Say it like it is.
Say what like it is?
Rowdy.com.